What up, y'all? It's your boy J-Mo.
My name is David McFadden, a.k.a. DJ Dowdy.
This your boy Vaughn.
This is Carl.
It's your boy Tomo, man, a.k.a. Next Level Tomo, a.k.a. your favorite Cowboys fan, a.k.a. I don't even know why I still root for the Wizards, but I'm a Wizards fan.
This is the #1 Wizards fan, Devin, and you're now watching
Refuse to Lose Sports.
Refuse to lose sports.
Refuse to Lose Sports. Refuse to Lose Sports.
Refuse to lose with my man Joe. We refuse to lose.
Welcome to Refuse to Lose Sports. My name is Joe Jordan. I'm your host today. So excited to be on right now. I got two of my brothers with me. The first one we got on is going to be on all night with us. We got Javon. What's up, Javon?
What's up, bro? How you doing today?
Doing good. Ready to go head to head with you. You know, you always win my toughest battles. So I'm excited about that. And then we also got my other brother, J-Mo. All right. Oh, I don't know what just happened. But J-Mo's going to join us for the first segment. He just dropped out, not sure what happened. But look, guys, before we get started, make sure y'all like this video, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Also, share this video with somebody that you guys know personally so they can come on and watch live with us. Use that comment section. We can see all the comments you guys are using. All right. Well, you guys will be using. We'll be excited to see that. Communicate with us. We'll communicate back with you guys. We're going to keep this thing entertaining throughout the whole show. And last but not least, enjoy the rest of the show. So, J-Mo back on. All right, what's up, J-Mo? How you doing?
What's going on?
Let's go. Let's get it. All right, y'all. So, let's get things popping. Let's go to the first topic. All right. So, look, Donovan Mitchell was traded to the Cleveland Cavaliers about a week ago. All right. They gave out, I believe, 3 first-round picks. And they gave out Marketer, another player, and Colin Sexton, right? So we want to talk about who won this trade. Was it Utah or the Cavaliers? And J-Mo, you're going to kick this off for us. So who won this trade?
I don't really see winner. They both got what they, Utah already got rid of Rudy Gobert. I didn't think they was gonna trade Mitchell so soon because they gave up so much for Rudy Gobert. The only way they could justify that is by giving up even more for Donovan Mitchell, because he's known around the league as a better player than Rudy Gobert. So I didn't think it was gonna happen, but Danny Ainge is gonna do what Danny Ainge do. So I think that Utah got the draft picks, got even a couple more pick swaps. And they got Colin Sexton and didn't have to max him out on some crazy deal because he just got off for injury. They got like 4 years, $72 million. That's what? A PJ Tucker contract or something like that. So they turning into the new OKC. They're going to have a bunch of draft picks. Colin is the new Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. I just hope he stays healthy and doesn't keep getting hurt on and off. And they still got what? Jordan Clarkson, Bogdanovich, Mike Conley. So they're not going to be really good. So I think Utah got what they wanted. I know I named them players like I was about to say. They're not going to be good. But Cleveland just upgraded. They basically gave up future. They didn't give up nothing now because they had great success last year and Colin Sexton didn't even play. Lloyd Markkanen played good, but, the production that they're going to get out of Karis LeVert now, who they barely had last year, and Donovan Mitchell, Lloyd Markkanen can get up out of here. They still got Kevin Love, a veteran off the bench.
All right. I think he's coming back. All right. All right, J-Mo, you there? All right, John. All right, Jamal, you can pick it up.
Yeah, I agree with a lot of what J-Mo was saying. It's like they both won, but I think the Jazz, they really won. Well, yeah, I think the Jazz really won, because they got all them picks, man. It was like they came up in these picks. They got 2 solid players. I think Colin Sexton is better than what a lot of people think he is. You know, especially being in Cleveland, he wasn't really. He had moments, but he wasn't really able to shine due to injury. And they also got Darius Garland, who also he liked that as well. I believe that the real way for me to really feel like the Cavs, like that trade really makes sense for me, is if they do something with LeVert. Because I don't really think that Darius Garland, LeVert, and Mitchell can really flourish together on the floor. Now, defensively, I don't think they're going to really be a problem because they got 2 7-footers out there with them, Evan Mobley and also Jared Allen, are excellent rim protectors. It's for me, I think that the offensive end, Donovan Mitchell, he's a high volume shooter. You know, he has to have the ball in his hand. Darius Garland, he has to have the ball in his hand, even though he is more of a facilitator. It's just gonna be tough for me to really see them really, flourish with all 3 of those guys. Because last year they was like top 4 in the East at one point, and they was playing big. You know, they had Darius Garland, I believe, Okoro was starting, I believe, and they had Markkinen, Evan Mobley, and Jared Allen starting, and they was killing, and it was because of their size and things like that. So it's going. I think the Jazz really got a lot. They got a lot of picks, like Jamo, you said. Potentially 5 picks just from that one trade. And so even with the Rudy Gobert trade, they got some picks and things. So they looking good, I think, for the future. Right now for the Cavs, they have some upside, but like I said, I don't know how all 3 of those guys are going to work on the court together.
All right, Jim, you want to pick up? We left off.
Yeah, Donovan Mitchell. I think that the Cleveland Cavaliers, like, as far as I think you said Donovan Mitchell left a situation where, Utah doesn't have any good perimeter defenders, but they have Rudy Gobert back there. So he comes over to Cleveland, and Cleveland doesn't have many perimeter defenders, but they got 2 of them. They got Mobley and Jared Allen. You know what I'm saying? And like Donovan Mitchell has never played with a player on the perimeter at the caliber of Darius Garland. So he is a high volume shooter. I mean, I feel like that's because, he's the only bucket getter on the team. Like in Utah, can't nobody else get the ball and all right, go get a bucket. They got shooters. They got Joe Ingles, Mike Conley and Bogdanovich. So he's going it's like what, 8 for 20, 9 for 21. That's just like his field goal attempts and his makes the last couple of years. So I don't think he's going to be getting 20, 22 shots a game. Like I said, they got Karis LeVert, who they barely had last year. And I think I can see them flirting together because like Darius Garland, he's a point guard. Like he's a very good facilitator, although he scores 20 points. But I feel like, with the production of Donovan Mitchell, Darius Garland can come down to like 16, 17 points really, and really be more into running the offense a little bit more. And I think that also Donovan Mitchell has to step his game up too. He can't just bring what he was doing over in Utah over here. He has to, even though he has a point guard now, Darius Garland can't play all the minutes. So he has to facilitate as well. And he has to on the defensive end because, that's the next step that a lot of these young guys have to make. Devin Booker, Luka, you know what I'm saying? Donovan Mitchell, they got to start playing defense because everybody want to be the next Kobe. Everybody want to be the next this, but nobody talks about the other end of the court. Everybody always talks about the fadeaways and the game style, but don't nobody talk about the defense that Kobe played. So I'm going to need Donovan Mitchell to play some defense because without Rudy Gobert, they're terrible on defense.
Yes,
luckily, we got 2 of them, but as far as the ceiling, I think Cleveland look good. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think they look good.
All right. Now me, I think they both. I think Cleveland won short term, obviously, but I'm with Javon. I think long term is Utah. And so the good thing about Cleveland is this: the Karis LeVert situation, he could be a 6th man of the year this year. All right. And then how I look at that is that if Cleveland's going to be good, like a top 4 seed, Karis LeVert could be a 6th man of the year. That player he would have been if they never traded him out of Brooklyn. because like off the gate when we saw the first few games they actually played without James Harden, he looked like he's gonna win 6 Man of the Year. He did. You know, he came in with that second unit, so he can do the same thing with Cleveland. And like you said, J-Mo, I was thinking about that too. Darius Garland, a good thing about him, he can score, but he's more of a facilitator. He's a point guard, and he goes perfect with Donovan Mitchell because all he want to do is shoot. You know, so but what's going to hurt Cleveland? They were one of the best defensive teams last year, and the reason why because they started a big lineup and trade and marketing. I think I was surprised because I thought that because he was a key piece of that defense. Not saying he's an elite defender, but his size caused problems when you start in 3 7-footers, you know. So him not being in lineup and you put in Donovan Mitchell, who gonna help you on the offensive end, but on the defensive end, he's a liability for real. He's never been known to play defense, and he's an undersized shooting guard. So I think that's gonna hurt them. I don't know how that's gonna affect them defensively, getting rid of marketing and having him. Now the plus side to Utah, like Javon said, Colin Sexton. And that's your guy, J-Mo. Colin Sexton. Donovan Mitchell is not that much better than him to me. I don't think he is. Donovan Mitchell is good. And people want to talk about the playoff numbers, but we haven't seen Sexton in that situation like Donovan Mitchell in the playoffs when he could average 30 a game. But we do know in the regular season, they look about the same because Sexton, every year he's been in the league, he's improved every single year. His last year before he got hurt, he averaged 24 a game carrying the Cavaliers. They weren't as talented as they were last year. They didn't have Evan Mobley last year, stuff like that, right? So, and he was winning them games. I will never forget when they played Brooklyn. They had nothing for that man. So Colin Sexton, that's one thing we talked about this too, J-Mo, that if it's gonna come like he's gonna win games himself next year. But one thing and another thing about Utah, they got these draft picks. And one thing about Danny Ainge, he's gonna flip that to a trade. That's how he is. And he's a good drafter. We all know who he did with Jason Tatum. He had a number 1 pick, traded to get the 3rd pick, just so y'all can draft Mark what's his name? Folks, right? And he got Jason Tatum 3rd, knowing he's gonna get on 1st anyway. So I'm looking at them, right? They got 12 first-round draft picks. They got 4 second-round draft picks. They also got THT. THT is a young player who could play with Sexton and actually be a piece of the future for them. And they got 2 first-round picks that were drafted this year. The dude Kessler, right? And the big man, what's the dude they got from I think he played sorry y'all. Kansas. He played for Kansas. Can't think of his name. But anyway, so they got 2 first-round picks this year. So my thing is, like I said, short term, Cleveland won. But the reason why Cleveland aren't big winners to me, because it's not going to move the needle as much to me. They're not going to be a NBA Finals contender, in my opinion. I still think they won't beat the Celtics in the 7-game series. I still don't think they will beat Giannis in the 7-game series. One of the things we were talking about last year that they could probably challenge the Bucks because of their size, but getting rid of marketing was going to hurt them against Giannis and them. So even the Bulls, and you get the Bulls healthy, and they're going to make a move, I believe. All right, yes, Carl. I can't pronounce his name. All right, so yeah, Carl know everybody. So yeah, so I think the Cavs win now, but long term it will be Utah.
Another thing that you brought up about I think it was you just said about Cleveland. They don't have anybody to like. They don't have anybody to guard Giannis. They don't have anybody to guard LeBron. They don't have anybody to guard KD. You know what I'm saying? Like Embiid is a big man, so that's just people don't have nobody to guard him anyway. He's a big man, but who's going to guard big forwards that score on the perimeter? Who's going to guard Jason Tatum?
Yeah, they got a perimeter defender. Yeah,
you know what I mean. So like, everybody don't go always to the basket. Some people shoot the fadeaway. So who's going to guard the mid? Who's going to guard the perimeter scorers? Like that's the and see the like Utah's team, they had rim protection, no perimeter defenders, but they only had 1 offensive weapon. Cleveland has more offensive weapons than what Utah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they more rim protection than what Utah had, even though they had Rudy Gobert. So, like I see it's the Utah Jazz though, the picks. That's great, but how many times has that parlayed into success? You know, all the picks. So
Who, the Celtics? Oh, Jamal, you muted.
That's Danny Ainge, though. Danny Ainge, he know how to work them picks.
KD, Ray Allen,
You know, and
Kyrie Irving.
another thing I don't like about this trade, like I really think Darius Garland is gonna be a star in this league. Like he has the offensive capability, and like I said, he's a great passer too. Like he's a 20 and 10 guy. Like you know, but he can drop 30 any night. You know, his offensive package is like his handles is crazy. He got a jumper, he got moves. So I really think like getting Mitchell. I mean, they probably can ball together, but Mitchell, LeVert, and him, somebody gonna get the short end of the stick, you know. And I wouldn't want to do that to Garland because I feel like Garland can be just as good, even better than Mitchell. Really, if you ask me.
Yeah, Garland, nice. Garland,
like that.
Yeah.
Garland,
He's a smart player too.
50th player in the league.
Yeah,
he could finish too. It's a good finisher.
Yeah, he nice.
He nice.
Yeah,
I like
and also, the Utah Jazz still got Mike Conley, Bogan, Bogdanovic, Jordan Clarkson, Malik Beasley. All those gonna get traded too. They all gonna get traded for more draft picks.
Yeah, they trying to trade Conley and Clarkson right now.
They all getting traded. So Utah, give them about 3 years. They got legit like right now, like I said, they got 12 first-round picks up until 2029. And then they're gonna get more picks because like people like the Lakers, you know, all these contenders or people who trying to be contenders, they're gonna try to get Mike Conley, you know, Bogdanovic, and all these people. They're gonna get ready to draft pick. They don't really care right now. So I look at Utah like 3-4 years from now. Only thing they need to get at least one superstar because nobody wants to play in Utah. Like that's the only thing. They in Utah.
I think they tanking to get a superstar that's established, or y'all think they trying to get Victor Wembanyama?
I think this year they're tanking because dang, it's all service. This year they're tanking, but their first round pick next year is going to be a lottery pick. you know, so they got their own first round pick. So they're gonna get rid of all these people and they're gonna get a great young star next year alongside with THT, alongside with Colin Sexton. Plus they can pull off a trade on top of that. Telling you, like you said, Javon, Danny Ainge. Yeah, so all right, we're gonna just move to the next topic. All right, so up next, guys, we're gonna talk about the Rams and the Bills. The Rams, who we got?
Yo, my name is Lambo Anlo.
This is Dimitri.
This is Ed Hahn.
My name is Daryl Julian, and this is
Refuse to lose sports.
Refuse to lose sports.
Refuse to Lose Sports.
Refuse to lose sports.
Mine, it can't be diffused. If you ain't thinking the same, then we playing by different rules. You can't see the vision, we living at different views. Until we complete the mission, keep getting up, never snooze. I walked the mile in my shoes, had the mind of a fool, chasing diamonds and jewels. Trust me, I was confused. Started minding my business and used my mind as a tool. Ended up finding my purpose and found the time to get to it. They told me I couldn't do it. They told me I couldn't make it. They sold it, could never break it. That's sadly mistaken. I need a piece of the pie. I want it so bad I can taste it. They told me like Toby, keep on running toes, they gon' take them. Refuse to lose, built to win, apply myself, I felt it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I pay for the cost, I'm in it to win, yeah. Refuse to lose, I'm built to win, apply myself, I felt it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm in it to win, yeah. Refuse.
All right, so the Rams are playing the Buffalo Bills tomorrow night to kick off the NFL season. The Rams, we all know, won a Super Bowl last year, and the Bills lost in the second round in dramatic fashion, but are favorites to actually win the Super Bowl this year. So we're going to talk about this game and who we have winning. So I'll kick this off. Who's winning this game and who will have a better season too? The Bills or the Rams? All right, Javon. So look, this game, I'm going with the Bills. I'm going with the Bills this game. And let me tell you why. So look, the Bills, Now, the Rams, they kind of, kept everybody except for OBJ, but they traded him for Robinson. Not traded him, got him for Robinson, and they let go of that dude. I forgot his name. That got hurt early in the year. So, and they added Bobby Wagner. So their roster improved, but so did the Bills. We all know about that. But this is why I think what happened with the Rams and the Bills game. Now, the Rams, obviously, what we got to worry about is their pressure. Like they got Leonard Floyd, they got Aaron Donald. Like I said, they added Bobby Wagner. But the good thing about that is you got Josh Allen, who got legs, who can avoid the pressure and stuff like that. Right. You know who I think will have a big game tomorrow, Javon? Jamison Crowder. I think Jamison Crowder gonna have a big game. Because that's what the Bills were missing last year was that slot receiver. They brought in Emmanuel Sanders. I think I can hit my mic. They brought in Emmanuel Sanders last year, who was a shell of himself last year to replace Malik Beasley, and not Malik Beasley, Beasley the rapper, right? So they got him to replace him. Robert Woods. There you go, Carl. Now, we all know he's a shell of himself. He retired today. All right? He retired today. Yeah. So that just tells you a lot right there. So they bring in Jamison Crowder, who actually had a good season last year with the Jets. So now he's going to be a slot receiver, a third option behind Gabriel and Stephon Diggs with Josh Allen. And also, so the Rams, what's the guy named? The receiver, Van Jefferson, he's out game one. He's not playing tomorrow either. All right, he's not playing game one. So that's one less weapon. And so I think that Matt Stafford. Now, if the Bills were playing at home, like they did last year against the Steelers, then I would have picked the Rams, But this year the Bills are playing away. The Rams are the defending Super Bowl champions, and a lot of people are going to expect the Rams to win this game probably. So I think the Bills are going to come in and win. And as far as better season, I think their season is going to be similar. I think both of them are going to be second in the division, right? With the same record. I think they both going to finish 12-5. They both going to have the same record, and they both going to get bounced probably like in the second, second round, I believe. I'm not sure. I haven't come up with that yet, but neither one of them are making it to the Super Bowl, in my opinion. And I think they both going to end up with the same record. So that's my opinion.
Okay. I disagree.
Okay.
I'm going with the Rams. I know you spoke on all the additions. I like the Jamison Crowder addition. I like Von Miller. He came from the Rams. But, I love the Bobby Wagner addition from the Rams. Yeah. That's a big game change. When the last time the Rams had a good, not good, a great middle linebacker? Not even good. Like, it's been a while. So that's a big game changer for your defense on all three levels. They got an elite player on all three levels. They got the best lineman in the league, one of the best middle linemen, arguably the best cornerback in the league. They're stout. Okay, Carl, don't even say nothing about the Steelers. All right. But I think the biggest thing that everybody's sleeping on is the Allen Robinson addition.
Yeah.
The Bills, they're down their top corner. So, whoever the second guy is, he can have his hands full with Cooper Kupp. It's gonna be tough. But as Kevin always points out in the chat, Cooper Kupp gets moved around a lot, and he get matched up with linebackers most of the time.
For real?
According to Kevin, so it's like, I'm just kidding. But Allen Robinson is a top receiver, really. His not last year, his last 2 years before last year with the Bears, he's a 1,000-yard receiver. He had Mitchell Trubisky for 1 year, and the other year he had Mitchell Trubisky, and he also had Nick Foles. Now he's second receiver behind Cooper Kupp, who draws a lot of attention, and I feel like he's like a all possession receiver. Like, he can make every catch, and like he's underrated. I think he's gonna have a great year this year, and I think a lot of people talk about Matt Stafford's injury. I don't think that's gonna be a problem at all. I feel like Sean McVay's offense, I think they're gonna get out here. They're gonna get the job done. The defense gonna handle their business, and I think they're gonna get out here with a win. As far as the better season, though, I think the Bills have a better season just based off schedule. I mean, if you look at the Rams' schedule, man, like, they literally have 3 teams you can say, "Oh, sorry." Every other team is
Yeah.
literally literally a top team in the league. I'm gonna go ahead and run it down for you.
Mm-hmm.
First game, Buffalo. Second game, sorry team, Falcons. Then you got the Cardinals, the 49ers. You got Dallas. You got the Panthers. They subpar. Okay, four. Yeah, three sorry teams. So that's Carolina. Sorry. Then you got 49ers, Bucks, Cardinals, Saints, Chiefs. Then you play Seattle. That's the other sorry team. Then you got the Raiders, Green Bay, Denver. Then you got Chargers. Then you get Seattle again. I mean, that's a tough schedule right there. I'm sorry. I just don't think they're gonna be able to get out of there 12-5. You know, I give them 4 games, Seattle twice, the Cardinals, and also the Falcons. I give them those games, but every other game is gonna be tough. Even the Cowboys game. No, never mind. They can actually get to 12-5. The Cowboys, they can get the Cowboys. But I think it's gonna be tough. I think it's gonna be a tougher road for them rather than the Bills. The Bills, look at their schedule. I mean, their division isn't that tough already, and so I think the Rams. That's my reason for the Rams having a better season.
Yeah, I got the Rams.
Sorry.
Yeah, including some, I got the Rams playing 9 playoff teams like this year. That's a lot. It's a lot. 9 playoff teams. So I got their losses. I got the Bills, 49ers, Broncos, Chiefs, and Saints. Those are my losses for them. I think they're gonna win all the other games though. I think they're gonna split with the 49ers. They're gonna beat the Bucks. I think they're gonna sweep the Cardinals.
Okay.
Beat the Chargers. I know you high on the Chargers. You probably got the Chargers winning that.
Yeah.
And I got them beating the Packers. One of the few games the Packers gonna lose. Okay. And I got them beating the Raiders, surprisingly. So because the Rams, one thing about them in the regular season, they're night and day. Like, I remember last year they played the Seahawks and almost lost to Geno Smith. When Russell Wilson got hurt, they literally almost lost that game.
Yeah.
If Geno Smith never threw that interception in the last drive, they would have lost. But then they turn around, beat the Packers easily. They beat they beat the brace off the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but then they get dogged by the Cardinals. So the Rams, they're an up and down team in the regular season. But the reason why I'm picking, now I understand why you picking the Rams to win that first game. But the thing is, it's the first game, and Allen Robinson, it's even though it's not gonna make sense, all right. But Allen Robinson is, this is gonna be his first game with the Rams, and he's a number 2, all right. Without a true number 3 for real, Van Jefferson is gone. Even though I said Jameson Crowder is gonna have a big game, but he's gonna be the third option. He's gonna have the third matchup on him. So that's why I think. And then Bobby Wagner, I think as the season go on, that defense is going to gel because that's what they're missing. It's a linebacker. And, I mean, they got basically top 2, but maybe the best linebacker in the NFL, Bobby Wagner, and he's going to bring that leadership too. So they basically got the best in every position for real. They got, I think Fred Warner, I put him above Bobby Wagner right now, but a lot of people got Bobby Wagner number 1, best linebacker, best lineman, Aaron Donald, and best cornerback, Right. But on the first game of the season, I don't think it's gonna work. That's why I think they're gonna lose. I think the Bills are gonna get an early lead, and there's gonna be some hiccups early, and then the Rams gonna be fighting back throughout the whole game, but they're gonna lose at the end. That's what I think it's gonna be.
So Aaron Donald came back. You see what Blaze just put? He's in the gym with The Rock.
Yeah, I saw that.
He ain't come back for no reason. Man. He gonna start the season off strong. Last year the Bills, we beat the Bills first game last year.
Yeah.
So hey, the last 2 years before that they had the Jets the first game. So I mean, they lose that game, they trash. So we gonna see. I think the Rams gonna pull it through though. Sean McVay ready. About coming off the Super Bowl, they ready.
All right, we gonna see. We're gonna see. Tomorrow is a big. I can't wait, man. Tomorrow's it's a big day. and we're gonna start the season tomorrow. So all of these predictions we've been doing these last few weeks, last month, it's like it's all coming fruition starting tomorrow. All right, so we got new faces, and new places. Russell Wilson. We gotta talk about the Broncos next.
What's up, y'all? This is Dennis Garland Jr.
It's your boy Michael Redwood, aka Big Mike.
This is DeVore. My name is Teddy Mercado, and you're watching
Refuse to Lose Sports.
Refuse to Lose Sports.
Refuse to Lose Sports.
Refuse to Lose Sports. Let's go!
If you ain't thinking the same, then we playing by different rules. You can't see the vision, we living different views. Until we complete the mission, keep getting up, never snooze. I walked a mile in my shoes, had the mind of a fool, chasing diamonds and jewels. Trust me, I was confused. Started minding my business and used my mind as a tool. Ended up finding my purpose and found the time to get to it. They told me I couldn't do it. They told me I couldn't make it. They sold it, could never break it. That's sadly mistaken. I need a piece of the pie. I want it so bad I can taste it. They told me like Toby, keep on running, toes they gon' take them. Refuse to lose, built to win, apply myself, I felt it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I pay for the cost, I'm winning to win, yeah. Refuse to lose, I'm built to win, apply myself, I felt it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm ready to win, yeah. Refuse.
All right, so Russell Wilson was traded earlier in the offseason to the Denver Broncos from Seattle for a boatload of draft picks, and he also signed an extension last week. And he faces the Seahawks in the first game of the season. So we're not going to talk about who's going to win that game. We're going to talk about the Broncos and their stealing for this season. So Javon, you going to kick this one off. How good can the Broncos be this season? Are you on mute?
The Broncos, I think they can, they're selling a Super Bowl really. They have everything they need. The defense is solid. It's not elite, but it can play elite. It can get hot at the right time and be that defense that, carry his team to a Super Bowl. But the number one thing I feel like they're gonna be good at is the offense. I mean, only thing they was missing was the quarterback, really. I mean, I'm sorry they had to get rid of Noah Fant. He was supposed to have been a good tight end. He would have been a good piece for them. But with the two receivers, they got Cortland Sutton and also Jerry Jeudy. I feel like Russell Wilson can elevate their game a little bit more, and they can do some things. They had two 900-yard runners last year, in Melvin Gordon and Javonte. So that's another monster you have to deal with as well. So any moment of the game, anything needed, they can really do. If they got to run it, they can run it. If they got to make a pass, they got Russ. I know a lot of people been down on Russ because recently he hasn't been, he hasn't been winning. And in the past he was up there with the best, with the A-Rods, with all those guys. Like he was ranked high, and he's been dropping due to lack of success. But, he still is a very elite quarterback. I feel like he has 24 comeback fourth quarter wins on his resume, and that's elite. I mean, he's 7 away from John Elway, which is a Bronco legend. So I think he brings that element to that team. He brings experience. He brings professionalism. Like he's a professional. The situation in Seattle, they won't let my man cook. Joe, you know the sign. Let Russ cook.
Let Russ cook.
And I feel like he's gonna be able to do a little more cooking here in Denver because I feel like they trust him to lead them to victory rather than the system lead them to victory, if you understand what I'm saying. So I think in Seattle, that was more of the way with Pete Carroll. It was a certain way they was winning. They had a great defense, great running game, and Russ made plays. But, as the years went on, the defense got worse. The run game got worse. And, we had seen flashes of Russ being a top quarterback. He's made endless plays. He's had endless stats and things of that nature. but he hasn't really been able to get the job done due to, I feel like, that conflict there with Pete Carroll. So I think now in the new atmosphere, he's being embraced. They love him there. I hear that Peyton Manning's been shown around town and things like that. So he's getting very acclimated there in Denver. So I think he's really about to take this opportunity to get put back on the map. It's one thing I read. I was reading up on something, and they was talking about when he was watching Patrick Mahomes and Brady in the Super Bowl, and he hated it. He said he hated it. He was, he hate watching other people compete. So I feel like he has that fire in him to want to be back on top. And Denver fans, hey, be ready. What he say? Let's ride. They got big potential. The only tough thing is he's with, they're in the AFC West, and it's tough. It's real tough. So that's the only downfall to the situation. But I feel like he wants that competition. He's there with 4 top quarterbacks, so he want to show that he's the best. So let's ride.
That's right. All right, Javon. So I got the Seahawks this year finishing. All right, look. I got the Raiders finishing 13-4, I believe. 13-4. All right, number 1 seed in the AFC West. I got the Chiefs 12-5, and I got the Broncos and Chargers 10-7.
Okay.
All right, but I got the Broncos making the playoffs as a wild card. All right, I got them having a better division record than the Chargers. So I do have the Broncos squeezing the playoffs as a 7th seed. And I have the Broncos making it to the Super Bowl, believe it or not. All right?
Okay.
And I do. The reason why, because this is a perfect situation for Russell Wilson. All right? Not knocking him. And just to talk about what I said. Right now, if I had to rank quarterbacks, I'm ranking Lamar above Russell Wilson. Because what have you done for me lately, Russ? He hasn't really done nothing for me lately. So, but I do when this season is over, he will reclaim who he was, one of the top quarterbacks, because of the winning status. Now, I don't think he's gonna have a like huge, awesome number. I don't think he's gonna be an MVP candidate, because I think they'll be a run first team this year with a stout defense. Last year they were a top 2 defense, I think, or top 3 defense last year. All right, and they added Randy Gregory, which I thought was a big pickup for them on the defensive side. So I do think the defense is going to be top 2 this year, top 2, if not the best. But I do think, like you said, with the running back duo they have with Javonte Williams and Melvin Gordon, that's going to be a huge factor. Not saying Russ going to be this game manager, but like I said, they will be a run first team, kind of similar to the Legion Boom years. That's what I'm thinking about. I'm getting those feelings that Russ led those teams far in the playoffs, if not in the Super Bowl, when he had a stout defense backing them up, and then also he had good home field advantage. We all know about the 12th man, and then with Denver, with the Mile High City, right, with the altitude, all that stuff, it's hard to play there just off that. And Marshawn Lynch he had, but this time he got a duo of running backs, a veteran Melvin Gordon, and a young guy on the uprise who might take over the number 1 duties this year. Because I think Melvin Gordon had a better season than him last year. I think he averaged more yards per carry and all that stuff, and he actually had more yards than Javonte Williams. Yeah. But I think Williams is going to he's going to improve this year.
I agree.
This might be a breakout year for him, for real.
I agree.
All right. So I definitely know he will. He, even though he's sharing carries, he will get over 1,000 yards this year, because you got a quarterback now who's dangerous, who can take the roof off. I think Russell Wilson had one of the best deep balls in the NFL. All right. Look at him and Tyler Lockett. That connection right there, which is amazing. An undersized wide receiver catching all these deep balls, right, by this quarterback. So this is probably the only time we're going to agree today. All right, but I agree with you. With the Broncos, I think they will make the Super Bowl. They are my pick to make it out the AFC. This will be the third year in a row where there's a new quarterback, a new destination, making it to the Super Bowl. I think Russ going to do that. So that's my take on that.
Okay, yeah, I agree. You make some good points.
All right, no pushback. Let's get it. All right, then that's the case. Then we gotta talk about this. Mayfield is going back to Cleveland. Well, they coming to Carolina. So we're gonna talk about that.
Hey, you already know who it is, man. It's Lamar, aka L to the second letter to the crooked letter.
My name is Joseph.
My name is Jamal, and you're watching
Refuse to Lose Sports.
Refuse to Lose Sports.
Refuse to Lose Sports.
Bond that can't be diffused. If you ain't thinking the same, then we playing by different rules. You can't see the vision, we living different views. Until we complete the mission, keep getting up, never snooze. I walked a mile in my shoes, had the mind of a fool, chasing diamonds and jewels. Trust me, I was confused. Started minding my business and used my mind as a tool. Ended up finding my purpose and found the time to get to it. They told me I couldn't do it. They told me I couldn't make it. They sold it, could never break it. That's sadly mistaken. I need a piece of the pie. I want it so bad I can taste it. They told me, like told me, keep on running toes. They gon' take them. Refuse to lose, built to win. Apply myself, I felt it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out. I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I pay for the cost. I'm winning to win, yeah. Refuse to lose, I'm built to win. Apply myself, I felt it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out. I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost. I'm ready to win, yeah. Refuse.
All right, so Baker Mayfield was traded to the Panthers late in the offseason after a war words between both of the teams. They actually disrespected him for real. Actually went and got another quarterback that was actually on a court for over 20 counts of sexual assault, right? So, but they made it happen. And now he gets his chance to get revenge in week 1. So we're going to talk about this game. And we got Tay. Cleveland stand on.
What it do?
We good. So you going to kick us off. Who going to win week 1 game? Cleveland or the Panthers?
It's crazy because I actually think the Panthers will beat us week 1. And I think they're going to beat us because I don't think we take it as serious as we should. Like, it is Baker Mayfield, our old quarterback. And I think, Baker always thrive in playing the underdog role. He liked being in the middle of adversity and feeling like the world is against him. So he's going to come into this game really trying to, do some serious things to us where I think we don't really care that much about Baker Mayfield. So I do think the Panthers will beat us. I think it's a thing where I don't think we're game planning for Baker Mayfield at all, but I do believe Baker Mayfield is over in Carolina telling them everything that we're going to throw at them and everything that we possibly going to even try that's new. So I got Panthers winning by maybe 10 points. Because I think we're going to underestimate them, and they're going to come out and they're going to catch us off guard. If they don't win, it's just maybe Myles Garrett had a hell of a game. That's all I could say.
Okay. All right, Jamal, you go ahead and pick it up.
I think opposite.
Okay.
I think the fact that, all that stuff that y'all did to him, saying y'all need a dart at quarterback, picking up Deshaun and all them other quarterbacks, then just all like the OBJ tape from the father, just all the slam that he gets. He had everything on ESPN about how he held them back. Skip always try to take up for him. Talk about that one time when he had some type of success at quarterback. I think that is gonna make him be over emotional. And he's gonna go out there and try to do too much, and so Pitt probably get strip fumbled. I think he's gonna at least have 2 turnovers that game. Man, I really do. I think I just think his emotions gonna get the best of him. I understand how you're saying the underdog thing because that's what he's been all his life pretty much. He's going to the when he went to the Browns, they was the sorriest team in the league. They went to the Panthers, they was the sorriest team. So it's like the same thing. But I just think that one game, like you said, Myles Garrett and all them dudes, I think they want to hit him and stuff. So I think, the coach might not be game planning, but I think these players want a piece of him. So I think that he's gonna get over emotional and he don't be able to control himself, and it's gonna get bad for him.
All right. I'm with Tay. And the reason why is because like everything he said for real, like Baker Mayfield thrive in these moments. That's him. Like he take these situations and he add fuel to a fire. So like he said, like I don't think that they're taking it. He said it, he took the words of my mouth for real. I don't think Cleveland is taking this game as seriously. Cleveland's a better team. All right, they're gonna finish with a better right. But Cleveland is not. I mean, Jacoby Brissett, he would like they asked him about the situation. He said, "I don't care. I wasn't here. I didn't play with him, so I don't care." Is that what he said? You know, so like now in that D line, y'all do got a nice D line, one of the best in the league, and they're gonna try to get out Baker Mayfield, but he got weapons. Don't forget, McCaffrey is back. He's fully healthy now. You got Robbie Anderson, who's a good receiver on the outside, and you got DJ Moore. So he got some weapons. I don't know about that offensive line. That's a big issue. They don't really got the protection. But like
too.
You said what?
Yeah, Higgins.
He got Higgins.
Yeah, there you go. Right, you got Higgins too. Yeah, and I know y'all got Amari Cooper, but y'all know who I think will make a play, a big play that game. J.C. Horn. I think J.C. Horn is gonna make a play because of the inaccuracy. It's gonna be an inaccurate play of Jacoby Brissett, and J.C. Horn is gonna make a play. Now you said they're gonna win by 10. I think it's gonna come down to like the part of the last possession. It might not be a last field goal. It might be the Browns got the ball on their own 5-yard line and they gotta drive it, 95 yards, get a touchdown, something like that. And y'all might get stopped on your own 20-yard line, something like that. But it's gonna come down to the last play, and I can see Baker Mayfield coming on the field with his helmet off, screaming and crying. I got like that's what I'm going with. I'm going with the emotional, his emotions gonna take over on a positive way, and he's over prepping for this game. He actually is buying T-shirts for this game. He said he's buying T-shirts, giving them out to people to wear at the game for this moment. So this dude's taking it seriously. This is his Super Bowl for real. All right, so that's my take on that. All right.
I don't think he's that good though.
You said what?
That's my thing. Yeah, that's like, and I'm not trying to say he a bum, but I don't think that he gonna be like the Browns. Like you said, they're a good team. Like Jacoby Brissett, he not trash. You know what I'm saying? He ain't the type of dude that's gonna do too much and lose you a game.
Yeah.
And the thing about Baker, I think like I tell people, it's like with the Mitch Trubisky thing. They both in new situations to rewrite their story. They had some bad moments. I mean, Baker had better moments. Well, he went to the playoffs once, Trubisky went twice, but he got to win. He got to win the playoffs. But they both had bad tape, bad moments. Now they're in new situations with different weapons. They both got weapons, and they got to do something. I just think this first game, like I said, he's taking it too serious. Relax. I know the team that traded you, but y'all win that game. You got 16 more players. So I think it's gonna be. I think it's gonna, like I said, his emotions gonna just carry him over, man. He's gonna do too much, and it's gonna get bad.
He's gonna have a Patrick Beverly moment.
Yep.
Could be, but if he win this game, we'll never hear that down. I do believe that we believe that we are a more legit team than the Panthers, but I don't think it's going to come down to Browns versus Panthers this Sunday. It's going to be Browns defense versus Baker Mayfield's arm.
Yeah, and it's week 1. This is a trial game.
Yeah,
week 1. So like, good or not, like week 1 normally wins off of preparation and emotion, and Panthers gonna have the upper end on both of those. Like you said, Baker Mayfield over there telling them everything. I mean, he got the same coaching staff, saying everything for real over there. He gonna be over there snitching like I don't know what, talking about all this stuff. What they like, they tendencies, all this stuff.
And to piggyback off of what Joe said about Jacoby Brissett saying he don't care, Myles Garrett said a week before Jacoby that he don't even have a sense of urgency. It's no big thing for him to want to sack Baker or get to Baker.
Yeah.
Really is no sense of urgency. So I think they're just going into it. They don't care about Baker. I don't think I think the way they talking, they don't even think Baker is good.
Yeah, that's how he
I
talking.
don't think Baker is good, but I think they think Baker is not good enough at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that interview with Miles Garrett.
They would know. they practice with him for some years now. So
yeah,
just like he telling them stuff, they ain't gotta say nothing. They already know what he be doing. His little tendencies.
The only
trash talking, all that.
The only big thing I had from this week 1 performance that probably I'm excited about is that Myles Garrett has a legit chance week 1 to set a sack record. You know what I'm saying? Because he's going up against a rookie left tackle, and that's dangerous. You don't do that to Myles Garrett. So 5 sacks.
5 sacks.
He definitely gonna have to step up this year though, Myles Garrett.
Yeah, he do.
Yeah.
They gonna prove a lot of y'all wrong this year.
Man, TJ, I'm like, he like that. He just gotta put up numbers.
Yeah.
Myles Garrett was on track, and then he I think toward the end of the season, his sack average.
They was battling.
He do good at the beginning, then that stretch at the end, he started to fade away.
Yeah.
So he created that graveyard.
Yeah.
So he created that graveyard, his sack slowed down. But yeah. Appreciate you, Tay, for coming on. We gotta get you on for a full episode this year.
Yes,
so yeah.
Yes,
so let's stay on the lookout for that. All right.
Got y'all. Thank y'all for having me.
Let's get it. All right, one AFC North team to another. We got to talk about Javon's squad, the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Bengals matchup. Y'all stay tuned for this one.
This is Kevo.
My name is Tyrone.
This is Coach Coons. You're watching
Refuse to Lose podcast.
To Refuse to Lose Sports.
We refuse to lose sports.
Yeah, no time for no loss. I'm paying the cost. I'm ready to win. Yeah, refuse. Mine can't be diffused. If you ain't thinking the same, then we playing by different rules. You can't see the vision, we living different views. Until we complete the mission, keep getting up, never snooze. I walked a mile in my shoes, had the mind of a fool, chasing diamonds and jewels. Trust me, I was confused. Started minding my business and used my mind as a tool. Ended up finding my purpose and found the time to get to it. They told me I couldn't do it. They told me I couldn't make it. They sold it, could never break it. That's sadly mistaken. I need a piece of the pie. I want it so bad I can taste it. They told me like Toby, keep on running. Toes they gon' take them. Refuse to lose, built to win. Apply myself, I felt it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out. I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I pay for the cost, I'm winning to win, yeah. Refuse to lose, I'm built to win. Apply myself, I felt it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm ready to win, yeah. Refuse.
All right, another key matchup for week 1. We got the Bengals versus the Steelers. Right, AFC North rivals. The Bengals won the division last year, while the Pittsburgh Steelers actually made it to the playoffs. A lot has changed on both teams. The Bengals changed up their whole offensive line, while the Steelers changed their leader and quarterback with Mitchell Trubisky. So we got a Steelers fan on, so we had to talk about this, and it's a good matchup too. So Javon, not only who's going to win this game, but who will have a better season, the Steelers or the Bengals?
Okay. I know a lot of people are gonna think I'm biased because my squad. But you know, we're the last couple of years, a lot of people been doubting us, and we've been proving a lot of people wrong. And I think this is gonna be another year. We have a great coach. You know, we added to our defensive coaching staff with Brian Flores. I think that is a big boost. He's our linebacker coach and our senior defensive assistant, I believe. But I think we're going to edge the dub out, man. I think we're going to make it a grimy game to the point where they're not going to be able to last with us, man. You know, last year we fought grimy, but our offense was so stagnant due to Big Ben inability to move, his inability to get the ball downfield, you know. They blew us out both games last year. You know, last year we couldn't really score the ball that much. We had 4 games, I believe, we scored over 20 points out of the whole season. Like, that's bad, and that's due to Ben's lack of mobility. like really, our offensive line was bad. Don't get me wrong, but he made it look worse because he couldn't move. And with a guy like Mitchell Trubisky, he's a lot way more athletic than Big Ben. Even when Big Ben was in his prime, he's still more athletic as far as speed wise. So he can be able to get out the pocket and make more plays than Ben. He has a lot of weapons with him. I do like the fact that the Bengals did bolster their offensive lineup to help Joe Burrow, but I think our defense is going to be very, very formidable this year. Like I think we're going to probably have the best defense in the division, us and the Ravens. Like it's going to be between us two. We did lose a lot of IQ and leadership with the loss of Big Ben. Don't get me wrong, but I think we can make up for that with our coaching staff. Trubisky, he just left the Bills, so I'm pretty sure he gained a lot of knowledge there. Watching behind Josh Allen and with that coaching staff and things like that. With the Bears, that was a terrible coaching staff. Terrible, terrible, terrible. Still made it to the playoffs twice. He had some good games, bad games. He's on a new system, new coaching staff, good defense, good weapons. We're very unpredictable, I believe. I think we can have a good win this Sunday. And also have a better season than the Bengals. I predict enough to actually win our division due to our defense. I think our defense is going to win us a lot of games, and our offense isn't going to be like super high potent, but it's not going to be bad neither. It's going to be unpredictable. You really don't know what you're going to get from us yet with a new quarterback in Trubisky and all these weapons that he got. So I got us winning our division. I mean, the Bengals, they may come second or third. I don't really care. But I think we're going to win our division. It's going to be between I think I had the Ravens edging them out. I think their defense isn't going to get it done for them this year. We picked up their defensive tackle, which is going to help our lineup a lot. We couldn't stop the run that much, but addition of Miles Jack and that defensive tackle from the Bengals, and we also are healthy. I think we're going to be very formidable on defense. So I got us winning the game, winning the division, and having a better season.
All right. So week 1, I got y'all taking the L, Javon. And I got y'all losing week 1. And the big reason for that is I don't think Trubisky's going to have a good start. I don't think he's going to get benched, though. I think like the first game and a half or 2 games, people are going to be like, oh, they should have started picking, they should have started rookie, all that stuff. So I think that that's my prediction. Can you hear me, Javon? You can hear me?
You're breaking up a sec. I can hear you now.
Oh, you can hear me? All right, I don't know what's going on. All right. So for the season, I got y'all winning 10 games, going 10-7, and I got the Bengals going 9-8. So I think y'all will have a better season than the Bengals. All right. So we agree again. All right. So now people might call me crazy because I'm not picking the Bengals, right? Do we not forget that the only reason why the Bengals were in the dance last year because the Ravens were hurt and the Steelers had Ben Roethlisberger? Let's be real. All right. We rave about how great that offense was last year, but they were 10-7. They weren't like 12-5. They weren't like 13-4. They weren't even 11-6. They were 10-7. All right. And so I think the Bengals are overrated. All right. I look at their playoff run. They played the Raiders, who didn't belong there after all the drama they had, and it still almost took an L that game. They actually had a TD that game that should have been called back, but that was given to them. Mm-hmm. They turn around, play the Titans, get sacked a million times, wins that game only because Ryan Tannehill was the quarterback.
Exactly.
All right. And the Chiefs, that was a great defensive effort in the second half of that game. All right. Even though personally, I think Patrick Mahomes got in his own way that game. But they had a perfect game plan against that team, and they earned that game. I would give them that one.
Even though the Chiefs should have been there.
You said what?
The Chiefs shouldn't even been there. The Bills should have got down.
You should have been. Yeah, man, my service acting up right then. All right, can you hear me?
Yeah.
You can hear me? All right. I don't know what's going on, man. Like the world. So But the Bills, though, that game, Josh Allen went on the tantrum when Tyrann Matthew got hurt. So I'm not about to put too much stock into that. Now, so the Bengals, though, I'm not too high on the Bengals. I think they have a Super Bowl hangover, like Super Bowl runner-up hangover, which normally happens. The only team that haven't really done that in the last recent years, Patriots and the Chiefs. All right. And so I do think Joe Burrow and them are going to miss the playoffs this year. That's my prediction. They're only going to win 9 games. They're going to go 9-8. Only because the Ravens are back this year. I got the Ravens win the division this year. So they play the Ravens with Lamar the first time, but the second time they didn't have Lamar Jackson. And then y'all had Big Ben. Y'all couldn't keep up with the Bengals. All right. So that's how I look at it. Right. Y'all couldn't keep up with them. When y'all play the Bengals, they scored a bunch of, like Ben Roethlisberger, every game y'all won, it was a low scoring game for real. Because y'all could not put no points on the board. So I look at y'all now, y'all just needed a quarterback, right? That can throw the ball to these receivers y'all got. Y'all still got Deontay Johnson, who I like. People forget he only had like 3 drops the whole year last year. All right. Y'all still got Claypool, who claimed he's a top 5, top 3 receiver. He's a talent. People just focus on the off the field stuff, like let's play music during warm-ups or like the celebration. At the end of the day, he's still talented, all right? So let's not forget that. And y'all still got one of the best running backs in the league. I think he's going to be top 5 this year. I know we had asked for a top 5 list. I forgot about him. I think he will finish top 5. Najee Harris. Najee Harris can do it all. He can block. He can run from the backfield. He can catch from the backfield. The man can do it all. So I think that y'all are going to tie with the Broncos and the Chargers at 10-7, but the Broncos going to win a tiebreaker to get that last wild card. And another reason why I put respect on y'all name, I'm one of those people you're talking about. I'll never forget last year, and I said I ain't making the playoffs, and you told me I'm gonna eat my words, So I'm respecting y'all and saying y'all going to tie with the team that's going to the Super Bowl for that last wild card spot. All right, so if y'all happen to make the playoffs because of a tiebreaker, I had y'all 10-7. All right, so that's my take on y'all and the Bengals.
Yeah, the thing about us, like you said, we got everything we need. We just need a quarterback. Our line ain't great at all. Don't get me wrong, but quarterbacks make lines. Like you can get the ball out quick to avoid your line getting. You can get out the pocket to avoid the line looking bad, things like that. And with a guy like Mitch, even if we end up bringing Kenny Pickett in, he can do the same thing. So I'm excited about the future, man. And I don't think the Ravens gonna win the division. Just like I think everybody is believing in Lamar to win them all them games. Like, and I think he has the capability to do it. Don't get me wrong. I just think we're gonna win more.
The Ravens are healthy now. They're healthy. Lamar is motivated. Every time Lamar gets doubted, he proves them wrong. The first year he started the second half of the season. He looked terrible against the Chargers, and he was questioning could he be a starting quarterback. He came back the next year, won MVP. In that same year, he got bounced in the first round. Oh, can he win the second round? They had a bye. Oh, can he win a playoff game? Came out the next year, won a playoff game.
Right.
Then they said, oh, can he pass the ball in the pocket? Right, I will never forget. They said he can't throw the ball. The very next game they played the Colts, he almost threw a 90% in the second half against the Colts that game. So Lamar is the type of guy. He's the type of guy that's like, okay, when somebody says something about Lamar, he comes back the next year and prove it. And he's trying to get this guaranteed deal, all right, fully guaranteed deal. So I got the Ravens making it to the AFC Championship this year. I got them winning 2 playoff games. So that I don't have them winning, going to the Super Bowl. I have them making it to the AFC Championship. So I like if Lamar is healthy, I think I'm always pick the unless I get like a better quarterback, I'm always pick the Ravens to win that division.
I feel you. Only thing is for me, we always play Lamar well. I know it ain't about the head up matchup, but if it does come to that, us playing him in the playoffs, I feel confident. I ain't gonna lie. Just the fact that we play him well. Like he never dogged us. He never had a great game against us. So
believe in that, Javon. I got y'all sweeping on this year.
I'll believe it. I believe it.
Yeah, that's one.
That's what I'm saying. Head to head, I feel like we're better than them. But
I think I swept them last year, right?
I think so.
I think y'all swept them last year. I don't think he ever beat y'all. Have he ever beat y'all yet?
No, I don't think he did beat us.
I don't think since Lamar been in the league, I don't think he's beaten.
I don't think he did beat us.
This is why doesn't refuse to lose.
Carl no. Carl no. That's Carl.
Yeah, hey, Carl, hey, fact checkers. Have Lamar beaten the Steelers yet since he's been in the league? I don't think he's beaten y'all since he's been in the NFL. You know, so that's why I think y'all gonna sweep them. But I still got the Ravens going 12-5, even though y'all gonna sweep them.
No, but I understand why.
Y'all swept them last year.
Yeah, I knew they swept them. Yeah, they had Huntley one game. Yeah, but yeah, I understand why you picked them though, because you know Lamar is that guy. So I understand.
Yeah, he's fine. All right, so look, we ain't got no. He beat the Steelers as MVP year. Okay, all right, cool. 1 year, 1 game probably. All right, cool. So this last one is no graphic to this one. We're gonna just go right to the question. All right. So now there are a lot of matchups for week 1. A lot of matchups when they talks about storylines. You got the Panthers, you got the Seahawks and the Broncos, the Panthers and the Browns, right? You got it's a lot. It's another. I don't have the schedule in front of me, but it's a lot of matchups in week 1 where there are former players. Oh, you got the Commanders against the Jaguars after that drama last year with Carson Wentz. You know, so it's a lot of week 1 matchups that got some drama to it. All right. So Javon, we're gonna talk about who we got, and I'm gonna go first on this one.
Yeah.
So my week 1 upset, I would say the Panthers, but we already talked about that. I think the Vikings gonna beat the Packers the first game of the season. I don't know if that's an upset. That's the only thing I can see. That's a potential upset. Is the Vikings beating the Packers? And then I think the second one I could look at, I don't think they're gonna win, but they have the best chance of being an upset. Are the Lions beating the Eagles?
Yeah.
That is that yours?
That was mine. Yeah.
Okay, that's your upset.
I think they're gonna beat them.
All right. Lions beating the Eagles. Yeah, that's a sold out game. These Eagles fans thinking it's because of them. It's a sold out game because Detroit Lions were on Hard Knocks and they coach is so motivating. Like,
Yeah,
God,
yeah.
like I'm not. Wow, listen, like I don't never watch Hard Knocks, Jerron. But like a couple of days ago, I started watching it. I'm looking at this, I'm like, dang, this dude motivated me through on TV. All right, so I'm pretty sure he got these fans riled up for this season. Riled up for this season, right? You also got another. Who we go? Hold on. Patriots playing the Dolphins. A lot of people got the Dolphins a favorite. They have beaten the Patriots the last 2 years in the first game of the season. So the Patriots could potentially beat the Dolphins. That could be an upset. All right.
Us beating the Bengals are upset. We like 6-point favorites, 7 point like.
Nah, cause y'all both. I would say no because y'all both. Oh yeah, because stuff like that. Yeah, because they super. Y'all. A lot of people got y'all getting smoked the first game. So I got y'all losing though. So that's another upset. You right. You know, I was also looking at Texans and Colts, but I wasn't sure if Colts was an upset one. You know, because Colts didn't make the playoffs, but the Colts are favored to win that division, and the Texans nobody thinking about them. So and then I had them coming in there. Joe Flacco against the Ravens.
Yeah, I'm about to say that's an upset right there. That can happen too.
Joe Flacco against the Ravens.
The Jets sneaky.
You know, they got some yeah, they do. They got some young pieces. So and Joe Flacco, man, you give him a game, you know, for your life, Joe Flacco will perform. I'll give you that.
Don't sleep, Carl.
Yeah, I know. So that could be that's Jazz beating the Commanders. Yeah, that's my upset if one happens. All right. So I like the respect you put on the Commanders. if it's an upset. All right, but Joe Flacco against them, it could be an upset. And then you got the Seahawks against the Broncos. That could be a potential upset, which I don't think will happen. Because they playing in Seattle too. So, but they quarterback playing good enough for me. So I want to take that.
With Pete Carroll, that's why I'm happy Russ got out of there. I'm happy.
Yeah, but Joe, y'all, watch out for Joe Flacco against the Ravens. Watch out for that one.
Watch for real.
Yeah, Joe Flacco, he know he's not a starter. This is his opportunity. You feel me? So we'll see. All right, Javon, let's get some last words. Well, before we get the last words in, all right, y'all. So look, first of all, appreciate y'all for staying to the end. We appreciate that. So like this video if you haven't. If you're on Facebook, right now we at 290 subscribers. We are 10 away from 300. So if you know somebody, share this video with them. Have them come on. Have them subscribe. If you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. All right. If you're watching on Facebook, make sure you like the page on Facebook. If you're on Twitter, repost this. And if you're on Facebook, repost this, retweet this. All right. So other people see it. So last word, Javon.
Yes, sir, man. Appreciate you having me. You know, we got a first game of the season tomorrow. We got fantasy football leagues. You know, let's get it. Still a nation. Stand up. We're in a new era right now. No more Big Ben. But we still here to win. Let's get it.
Okay. All right, y'all. That's all we have for y'all today. And we'll see y'all in the next episode. Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all in the next episode.